Эй, всем привет, меня зовут Вячеслав, это канал Surface Play. Мы продолжаем проходить игру Broken Sword, это, если на русском, то сломанный меч. И мы в прошлый раз остановились на этом самом моменте и продолжаем поделиться впечатлениями с своим напарником, что кто нашел и как примерно это ему удалось. Ну что ж, приступим.
You're just not going to believe what I found.
It's not another part of the clown's costume, is it?
It's a medieval manuscript. Khan left it in the safe at the U-boot.
It's incredible. Is this what he took from Planta?
It could be, which means it's worth enough to kill for.
Look there, two guys on the same horse.
Oh yeah. Maybe they couldn't afford one each. What of it?
Have you ever heard of the Knights Templar? Their official seal was an image of two knights sharing a horse. Whatever this manuscript means, it's connected with the Templars.
How come you know about these knights?
I learned about them while writing an article on the Crusades. This guy, named
А также
Hugh
человек
the
по
Payne,
имени Гуга де Пейн явился ко двору короля в Иерусалиме. Он предложил защитить крестьянских половников от вытесненной... Что-то там. Там король смог обеспечить крестьянам безопасный путь в Святой Земле. Безопасная дорога означала больше половников, а паломники означали торговлю и богатство. Темплы оказались для короля бесценной наемной силой. Говорят, они не спрашивали о численности противника, только о его местоположении. С годами орден становился все богаче и многочисленнее. Темплиеры были так богаты, что сами короли брали у них в долг. Но на самом пике могущества у тамплиеров случился конфликт с королем. Он объявил на них облаву. Тысячи темпларов подверглись пытками и обнужили... Сильно быстро читает. Не могу я прочитать сильно быстро.
If there ever was a treasure, it's been lost for 600 years. Anyway, we're supposed to be investigating a serial killer, not a medieval treasure trove.
But maybe that's what the clown and his accomplices are after. Maybe this manuscript is the key.
You'd better leave it here for safekeeping.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
Look there, two guys on the same horse.
Два всадника, одна лошадь. Ну это понятно, это изначально все сказали.
There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has three hideous faces.
She reminds me of the wicked queen in Snow White.
She was the one who said mirror, mirror on the wall, wasn't she? She made me cry so much when I was a kid. Mom carried me out of the movie theater.
She didn't frighten me in the least.
Like I said, I was only a kid. I didn't like the crocodile in Peter Pan either. There's a guy working on a loom. He's weaving a carpet or a tapestry.
Or a duvet cover. It's a clue to a place, I reckon. Somewhere famed for weaving and ships.
Where folk live in barrels?
It beats copper boxes.
Боковые ничего не значит.
There's a guy with a sword and a bull.
The only mythological bull I know of is the Minotaur, but he was only half bull.
I don't think I'd like to be half a bull, even if it was the bottom half.
What's that object between them?
It looks like a gem on top of a tripod. A knight with a crystal ball. There's something written on the scroll beside the knight.
Yes, it is written in Latin. Per disciplinum meus lux videbis.
By my teachings, you will see the light.
You speak Latin? Where did you learn a trick like that?
A trick? I studied law, okay? I can read Latin.
My, you're touchy. Tell me that again. Let's face it, we need help, George. Someone who knows about these things.
Who do you suggest? Indiana Jones?
I know a guy who specializes in medieval studies. His name is Lobino.
Huh. Some stuffy old fossil who gets horny over ancient relics, I suppose.
Far from it. Andre isn't stereotypical professor you have in mind.
Where can I find this Lobino guy?
At the Kron Museum. I'll give you the address.
Let's take another look at them.
Нет, мы уже смотрели на этот манускрипт. Ой, да ладно, все заново, что ли? Ну выйди ты.
There's a... There... I found this in the...
What is it? A credit card?
ID. Thomas Merlin of the Gruber Electronics Corporation.
Never heard of him or the company.
I found this matchbook in the killer's hotel room. It's from the Club Alamut.
Never heard of it. Is there anything written inside it?
No? What were you expecting?
If this was a movie, there'd be a clue, a name or an address. That's no use. There aren't even any matches in it.
Oh well, I'll keep it as a souvenir. Hey Nico, shake hands with me.
No chance, Buster.
Do you have a boyfriend?
Not anymore. There was someone. A guy in my final year, but it didn't work out. Neither did my degree.
I'm sorry.
I'm not.
Tell me more about your family.
When I was a little girl, I used to spend the winter with my grandfather and grandma. They were the best times. Warm and safe in their tiny cottage. My grandfather rolled cigarettes while grandma made hot chocolate and cakes. One day, he stopped his whirling. He put the lid back on his tobacco jar and took me in his arms. I laughed and wriggled, but he hushed me to be silent. With his unshaven chin all scratchy in my ear, he told me his secret.
What did he say?
He said, I don't smoke, but she likes to think I do.
What a weird old man.
Don't call my grandfather weird. He was the nicest guy ever. I wish I was back in that cottage instead of this crummy apartment in this noisy city.
What are you doing to help trace the killer clown?
Research, George.
Yeah? You have a copy of the clown's yearbook?
I have a telephone and lots of contacts.
Oh. Well, did you find anything useful?
Not yet. I'm employing my first and most useful weapon.
What's that?
Patience.
Oh, I've heard of that. Isn't it a substitute for decisive thinking?
Ты только понял, что она сидит весь день дома, пока ты ладишь везде, где попало.
Okay. Don't forget to look for Lobino at the Kron Museum.
Мужик всегда постоянно этот что-то ищет сам. Так, это кафе. Это музей Крун. Я понял, это выход, да? Правильно. Ну, вход в музей. Тренок. А нам как раз тренок надо своровать, как я понял.
Pardon me.
Oui, monsieur?
Are you Lobino?
Oh, no. Fancy you mistaking me for him. No. I am the deputy custodian.
But Lobino does work here.
Work? I wouldn't go so far as to call it there. He studies here most days, but as you can see for yourself, not today.
Do you know anything about the Knights of the Temple?
No, sir. Not a sausage.
Do you know anything about medieval manuscripts?
Not me, monsieur. I am no scholar. Though people often mistake me for one. It is the uniform, I guess. They see the clothes. They are impressed.
And they ask you to park their cars?
They ask me to park it. No. They assume I am an authority on the exhibits in my care.
Whereas you know next to nothing about history.
Of course not. All I am saying is, I am no scholar, not like Monsieur Lobino.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur.
I guess not.
Ладно, с ним больше
Thanks
нечем
for
говорить.
your help.
Вот эта штука нам нужна.
In the case was a spindly tripod, blackened with age and pitted with rust. It was identical to the tripod pictured on the manuscript. A notice identified it as 15th century from Western Ireland. It had been found in Loch Marn at the site of a Knights Templar preceptory. Ireland!
What's that?
This tripod was found in Ireland.
I will have to ask you to keep your voice down.
I'm sorry, I was excited.
Надо как-то отвлечь охранника. Хрена, ты что вытворяешь?
Watch out! You will have that done on top of us.
А, когда он отворачивается, я могу что-то смотреть, тыкать.
Leave it alone. That closet is over 3,000 years old.
Closet? It's a sarcophagus.
А вот теперь открываем.
Don't even think of climbing in there, monsieur. You'll be suffocated.
I always wondered how it felt to be a mummy.
Да, все-таки есть какая-то хрень.
Do you have a fetish about closets, monsieur?
I just love the smell of mothballs, I guess.
Давай залазь, пока он не видит. Стопудово залезть надо.
No, monsieur.
Okay.
Угу. Ну там есть один момент, когда можно поймать, кажется. Вот сейчас.
No, monsieur.
Как нет?
Okay.
А сейчас?
No, monsieur.
То есть вот эту я
Окей.
могу пошатать, а залезть никак не успеваю. То есть я могу шатать сколько угодно, и он мне ничего не сделает.
Watch out! You will have that done on top of us.
А, значит он все-таки это видит.
Watch
Это.
out!
As I reached toward the display case, a shrill piping filled the air. I froze, then tried to get myself together and act nonchalantly.
No, monsieur. No and no.
Okay, okay. Pardon me.
Oui, monsieur.
Would you like to shake my hand?
Not while I'm on duty, monsieur.
Can you give me any further information about the tripod?
Certainly, monsieur. It's infamous. That tripod, that belonged to John Dee.
What's the importance of John Dee's tripod?
Dee was the most famous escapologist of the 16th century.
Don't you mean alchemist? Escapologists use ropes, chains, and...
Well, whatever he was, that is the tripod he used in his experiment.
What kind of experiments did John Dee perform with his...
Oh, the usual. Didn't you study chemistry at school?
Yeah, but we skipped over thaumatology. Can I take a closer look at the tripod?
What? Get it out of the case? Ah, no! That tripod is protected by a sophisticated surveillance system.
How sophisticated?
A painfully loud alarm bell.
How is the alarm bell triggered?
By the slightest pressure on or movement of any part of the case wherein that tripod is situated.
It strikes me that to call your alarm system sophisticated is, well, stretching the truth a little.
It has never failed yet. The sophistication is in its simplicity.
Угу.
Thanks for your help.
А это что?
Attention! Please do not open the window, monsieur.
Don't you think it's kind of stuffy in here?
Better stuffy than dead.
What's the problem? Fumes from car exhausts?
Not just that, monsieur. There's a new burger bar opened up across the street. The Laughing Buffalo.
So what's the problem?
They cook their burgers on a charcoal grill. And the fat falls on the open flame. The amount of organic compound and smoke particles released is astounding. Since they opened, local air pollution has doubled. And it stinks like a funeral pyre. That is why I keep the windows closed. Don't open it.
Ладно, давайте пока выйдем. Пока все равно бесполезно это все. Обойти тут ничего нельзя, да, я понял? Ну, значит, что-то надо сделать тут. Вот только что. Ну, ты же не видишь. О! Правильно. Пока он закрывает, мы залазим в саркофаг.
This is ridiculous. I could be here for hours.
Don't open. Don't.
Ну, уходи, уходи ты уже. И пошли покачаем вот эту штуку. Может, получится уронить ее.
Hey, no. No, monsieur. No.
What's wrong?
You must not enter.
I'm sorry.
Now, what did I tell you?
Was it you can touch all you want so long as your hands are clean?
Not quite, monsieur.
Oh yeah, that was it.
Эй, что с тобой сделать-то?
No, monsieur.
Okay.
Ладно.
No,
Okay.
Ну, если в саркофаг не надо, то что тогда делать?
This is ridiculous. I could be here for hours. Pardon me.
Oui, monsieur.
Do you recognize this red nose?
I don't think so.
Do you reckon?
No.
What do you?
It is?
Have you ever heard?
Oh, no.
What does?
That belongs in a museum.
Pardon?
It is a priceless historical artifact, if I am not mistaken.
No, it's a plain old tool for lifting drain covers. Thanks for your help.
Угу. Окно. Саркофаг. Вот это. Явно что-то надо как-то уронить. А как?
Maybe not.
Давайте выйдем пока, раз некуда еще больше. Может, полицейский вернулся? Ну да, мне в полицейский участок говорят.
Excuse me, Sergeant.
What do you want now?
Is Rosso here?
Yes, he is. You wish to speak to him?
Yes, I do.
One moment, monsieur. It's Stobart, monsieur. He insists on talking to you again.
Did he say what it was about?
No, monsieur.
Very well.
Hi, Inspector. Remember me?
But of course, Doctor. My mind is a well-ordered faculty. A mental classification system that's the envy of the Bibliothèque Nationale. No tricks, mark you, monsieur. Just exercise. Just as our muscles waste through inactivity, so our minds decay. But there is no need. If only people would learn to exercise their wits daily.
If he was trying to impress me, it worked. He was pompous and patronizing, but he had style.
Eh bien, if you called about the bombing, you're too late. Investigations have been closed.
But
I've been taken off the case.
what about the murderer, the dead guy?
It is out of my hands.
Don't you want to know what I found out about the killer?
I told you, monsieur, the case is closed. I have washed my hands of the whole affair.
Then I'll have to continue my investigations without your help.
No. You must forget the business of the crown completely. Go back to being an ordinary tourist, Stobart.
Have you heard of the Knights Templar?
Les Templiers. But of course, monsieur, their fame is widespread throughout France. We haven't forgotten them, unlike the rest of Europe.
It was the King of France who persecuted them, though.
Indeed.
That shook his cool. Underneath his cultured facade, the man was real twitchy. You're obviously a great admirer of the Knights Templar.
They were men of great honor, monsieur. The flower of chivalry.
Not everyone would share your views, Inspector.
Not everyone shares my passion for Bartok.
But if the Templars were as honorable as...
That's enough. I do not wish to hear your uninformed opinions, Stobart.
Why'd you get so wound up about the Knights Templar? They've been dead for centuries. I shouldn't have pushed my luck. Maybe his ancestors were Templars. Whatever. I saw the anger flare in his eyes like a distant summer thunderstorm.
The Templars were the first true internationalists. 800 years on, and still the world is fragmented by nationalistic flag-waving fools. You will excuse me.
Did you know a pair of thugs called Flap and Guido?
I have known those two since they graduated from... Flap is a nasty piece of work. But where did you hear...
I met them out front of the hotel. Did you find out?
I already...
I heard that the...
You're so...
He was a big shot. Maybe that...
I'm so...
Вот оно как.
So long, Inspector. Do you know a man named... He's a shifty-looking...
No, monsieur.
He also called...
I'm sorry, monsieur Stobart. Has this man any connection with the bombing of the cafe?
Yes. I believe... Do you recognize...
No, monsieur.
It's the guy who bombed...
This man looks nothing like a clown.
He's taken off his grease paint and costume.
Then there is nothing to link this man with the killing.
Nothing? Look at those murderous eyes.
Hardly likely to get him convicted.
See you later, Sergeant.
В общем, подкупили их. Странно. Но звонить он не хочет. Здесь все полностью заколочено. Пойти еще раз, что ли, слазить.
I lifted the cover to reveal what smelt like the entrance to a sewer.
Да залазь ты уже вниз.
Hi there, remember?
Who?
The money? So I take... Oh,
Так он по-прежнему с нами не хочет разговаривать. Полицейские оказались козлами. Но остается в музей вернуться. Здесь ничего нельзя притыкать. Так, что здесь тыкается? Окно, дверь, этот. Больше ничего. Пройти тоже никуда нельзя.
no, mister.
Okay, okay. Pardon me.
Oui, monsieur?
Have you ever heard of the club?
Oh, no, I don't.
Do you know anything about the?
No, sir.
The sign on.
It does?
Yeah.
Most.
You don't know anything.
No, I don't. I owe what little education I get. He was an optician, but he also doubled as the village school teacher. He taught me the alphabet. The bottom row of the chart was too small even for him to read, so he left them out.
Why don't you start over and enroll for adult education?
You know, I never thought of that. Do you see? If I studied art and did all my homework, I could be a professor of history.
At your age? Dream on.
И опять он про
Can you
тренога.
give me any further information about the tripod?
Certainly, monsieur. That
Do you know anything about MIDI?
not me, monsieur. It is the youth.
And they ask you to.
They ask
Он
where
все
of course
повторяет.
not.
What's the don't what kind of, yeah, can I take a
What? That
house in how
by the
it's
it
Да, абсолютно
Thanks
все
for your
повторяется.
help.
No, monsieur.
Okay.
То есть может дождаться, когда он будет закрывать окошко и тронуть. Давайте так и сделаем, попробуем. Вот он закрывает.
No, monsieur.
А,
Okay.
и тоже нельзя. Ой.
Watch out! You'll have that done on top of us. Watch. Watch out. Watch. Watch out. Watch.
Как же ты уже достал на это все смотреть? Давай уходи куда-нибудь.
What? What? Watch out!
This is ridiculous.
Ну открыто окошко. Что дальше что делать?
No.
Okay, okay.
Положить куда-то что-нибудь? Тоже нет. Ты не хочешь это объединять, ну понятно.
Maybe not.
Да дай ты ему палку, скажи, что это экспонат, блин.
No.
Okay.
Ну поговори ты с ним. То есть ты с ним даже разговаривать уже не хочешь? Может опять где-то правая кнопка мыши надо нажать?
It was the
Ну-ка.
shake and shock buzzer I'd been given. It was a the matchbook. It was the car. It was the note. It was a bright. It was Nico's photograph.
Блин, тоже нет. А что у нас тут написано? Может, вернуться надо?
Hi. I've been to the crew museum.
Did you speak to Labino?
No, he wasn't there. I found the tripod.
Where?
In the museum. It belonged to the Templars. It was dug up in Ireland at a place called Lochmarn.
I have heard of Lochmarn. I read an article about the castle. Take a look for yourself.
A popular gossip magazine. You read that rubbish?
No, I write it.
Professor Nigel Pegram, excavating the medieval castle at Lochmarn. That's strange.
What?
He resigned his chair at Durham University in order to devote his time to the excavation. Not only that, but he canceled the filming of a fourth series of his popular television program. This site at Lochmarn must be awful important to him.
He's a professor of history. They're all cuckoo.
All the same, I'd like to talk to this Professor Pegram. How do you feel about a trip to Ireland?
Disappointing.
Huh?
But I won't be going. I want to follow up the Bellotta case. If you really think Peakram's dam is important, why don't you visit Lochmarn?
On my own? I'm not so sure about that. Where is Ireland exactly? Have you found out
Well, it's...
when? Did they...
What?
I have to...
Okay.
Я ничего не узнал, да? аэропорт. Знаешь, я полечу сейчас. Ой, не хочу я возвращаться-то.
Hi. Did you? No. I have to go.
Ладно, полетели в аэропорт. Париж, Лохмар. Лохмар. Несколько часов спустя.
I passed the castle on the way into Loch Marne. The castle where Peagram's excavation was located.
Ладно, давайте мы с вами продолжим в следующей серии. Оценивайте видео, подписывайтесь на канал, оставляйте комментарии. Ну, всем спасибо, всем пока.